Critters in Taiwan.
Yeah, and maybe his. No, that's a distasteful joke.
Mhm.
That would also explain why he doesn't know anything because he's spending all this time watching Critical Role.
Maybe.
You know, perhaps.
I think it'd be more just the people, because the by and large the American D&D audience by and large is very progressive, left leaning, blah blah blah, whatever, et cetera, whatever you insert, whatever there. But if it turned out that Trump was a critter and watched D&D, that would be people would get generally they wouldn't know what to do.
Satanic Panic comes right back.
It wouldn't even be that. It would be that they wouldn't know how to act because he's evil, but then if he's a critter, he must not be evil. So those are things that I feel like Republicans or people on the right and people on the left should really pay attention to. Like, if you really want to screw people up, do something that the other side does and show that we're not all different, that we're all the same.
Yeah.
Stop the tribal nonsense. It's drives me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a higher tendency for people on the left to let new ideas in.
Is there? Is that why they're all? Is that why they're all for censorship and not allowing people to say things that they want and telling them no, you can't say that. That's hate speech. No. That, like, I'm not American, dude, but I thought your biggest value was the First Amendment, which is free speech.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
It's
right?
the first
the
one.
Left is right, and they probably should have stopped there because the second's pretty bad.
Yeah, kind of outdated.
It's outdated, right? That's the key. It's not bad. It made sense in the 1600s.
Yeah, back when it was made sense. Right. Yeah.
When was it made? The Constitution is.
It must have been after 1776, so around then.
Sure. 7. What was it? 1685? No. How's the thing about Columbus go?
Oh God, 1694.
1772. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Is that right?
1692.
Okay. 1772.
Independence was declared 1776.
Oh.
From England. It's kind of funny because they came over so they could get away from so they could practice their own religion.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that is because I thought that England was like Christian also from Roman
that was
influence.
the Church of England, right? Because that's what they wanted to get away from was tyranny, because King George Henry, was Henry or George, one of them,
Who knows?
had sort of pushed church and state together,
right?
And that's what the Americans didn't want. Those early colonials, they wanted separation
of church and state.
It's
one of the things still.
Right, and they wanted to get away from the tyranny of a king who controlled religion.
Right, the I don't know, hierarchy, monarchy. I don't know what the male counterpart to monarchy is. Patriarchy. There it is. Yep. Classic CIS male over here. Hey, we're on the internets, dude.
Are we?
I think that's the first time you've been actually surprised by that.
I'm genuinely surprised. I did not realize. Hey, welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am Ben in Chiang Mai.
I am Tim in Taichung, Taiwan.
And we are Critters in
Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
We're not changing the name. Stop messaging me.
Critters in Taiwan. Yep.
Let me start with a quick
ahead.
disclaimer. I've been all sicky wicky for the last
Should I wear a mask? Should you wear a mask?
That's
what you're supposed to do, right? When you're sick on the internet, you wear a mask.
I mean, if you listen to California, sure. So I'm gonna try to cough away from the thing, and I'm not. Who cares if I sound nasally? But just a thing, I'm gonna try to cough away.
Yeah. Man, weird. I got some weird news today. My local drinking spot in Kaohsiung looks like it's closed the doors. quite sad.
Is that the one that I
Uh,
went to with you?
no,
That
the
closed down, but they said they're gonna reopen.
that was Rocks. Rocks 2.0 opened up. They
Oh,
got kicked out or something, whatever. No, my local drinking spot, which was the Green Shop, for those of you in Kaohsiung that are watching this, looks like the Green Shop is closed down.
oh man.
It's not. It wasn't an actual bar or a venue. It's a literal grocery store with the greatest selection of alcohol that Kaohsiung has.
Oh,
And it had like benches and sofas and things outside of it. We spent. I started going there immediately upon moving to Taiwan. It was just a local drinking spot where it was literally cheaper than 7-Eleven to buy everything.
oh,
So they had coolers, huge coolers with cold beer and scotch and whiskey and vodka and rum and all the spirits and all the mix and freezers full of ice, and they even sold cups. So you could literally go there with a thousand NT, sit down, get a bottle of booze, a couple of cups, a bag of ice, and a bottle of Coke, and just sit down and drink all night outside, or get a beer. And then there's a cooler full of more cold beer inside,
jeez,
and cheaper than anywhere else. But
jeez,
it looks like it shut down. Got the news this week. Very sad.
man.
Anyway,
Like
hey,
nothing good
let's talk about
lasts, you know.
no, it does.
But
Let's talk about
it
Critical Role.
had a good run. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
We should probably maybe have a first little thing about narrative telephone.
Oh, sure.
I'm guessing you watched it.
I
I
have.
hope you
Yes,
watched
I
it.
watched
Yeah,
it.
I watched it twice. I watched it once yesterday again, just to
Have a laugh.
refresh. Man, I'm just gonna say this was a really nice one, and it was easy. It wasn't that complicated.
Yeah, I was
And they
thinking that.
still, it wasn't like Lewis didn't do a huge, big, like hard, fast, alliterative sort of nonsensical
He
thing.
sunk down. They were
Yeah.
training, and he had a
Yep.
message. It was so
Yep.
so simple.
Very simple. And it was like they should have known what it was about, because he was clearly going to do Xerxes.
Xerxes.
He was clearly going to do the Calamity spin-off thing about and the tie-in with Legend of Vox Machina, where they meet him in hell. And yet they still fucked it up. It was amazing.
Well, Laura
Amazing.
did.
Well, it's true. She started it off. Yeah. It turned into, I don't know if you agree with me on this, it turned into a fucking roast. They were like practically roast battling each other. It was incredible. I loved it. I loved this one. This is one of my favorites.
I think I would have picked up on that if I watched it a second time, because the first time I'm trying to like block them out and just hear the story that they
Yeah.
retold.
Yep.
You know, and I'd hear them
It-
laugh every now and then, but they got it attenuated, so I couldn't quite hear what they were saying.
The comments. This I complained about it last time, but I actually kind of enjoyed this one because the comments. It required intense focus. Like I really
Yeah.
need to be focused on this. Like splitting my brain into listening to what they're saying and listening to the comments as well. But it was so good, man. Their comments. They were like assholes to each other, big time, and in a wonderful, loving way.
Yeah, the
It
best way because they're
made
good
me
friends.
very happy. Yeah, yeah, it made me so happy, man. They're just roasting each other. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I know Travis slid in there a few times. He was like,
Yep.
something about Laura had been drinking or something like that.
Yeah, two. It's like two. 2 + 2 is 4. That like Travis in the background yelling that, like I've been drinking. I was in tears laughing at it.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
man,
a good
it was
one.
so good,
I like.
so good.
Yeah, I was really happy when Lewis, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Louis de Cazro, something.
Yeah,
I'm terrible with names.
I like how he did it so like so seriously, you know.
Yes.
And it was because of that, dude. I don't think I'd be good at this game. I would be on Ashley level as far as like recalling and saying it right away.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good reader as far as comprehension. Because I do the classic thing that a lot of people do. I don't have ADD or ADHD, but I'll read and then I'll start thinking about something I read, finish 3 pages, and be like, oh shit, I'm not paying attention.
Right.
So like if I listen to a story once, I'm just gonna like, well, maybe it's different if I'm on the internet and in front of a bunch of people, but
Yeah, you might learn to focus a little bit.
Yeah,
Who
maybe that's good
knows?
for Ashley, but she hasn't gotten any
Hmm.
better. So
Nope. Nope.
I'd like to see her go second one of these times.
My one of my favorite things that I love about Sam is brilliant at doing this, and he really stays faithful. Is he when like Matt throws in a little good luck,
Yeah,
I tried my best, sorry, like
clearly
doing
not
those sort
part
of
of the
things at the
story. Yeah,
right, clearly not part of the story. And yet Sam, if he comes next, he like makes a point of putting that part in. And
yeah,
I always pick up on that and I'm like, that's interesting to do because you're sort of telling them, yeah, no, I'm paying attention. The point of this game is to repeat from start to finish.
hmm
And so it's yeah, he's quite good at that.
yeah.
I like it.
I got the impression that some of the cast has not seen Calamity completely through
Mm,
because when they
mm,
started fucking up the name at the end, like
yep.
Travis came back and he's like, "I'm
It's
pretty
like
sure it's
I'm
supposed to
pretty
be
sure it's
Evandrin,
supposed to be Vandarin. Yeah.
but that's not what she
Yep.
said." So,
Nope. Yep. Yep.
like, kind of exposed like
Evangeline Lilly.
they kind of exposed what's her name? Not
Oh.
Keyleth, Marisha. I think it
Hmm.
might have exposed her a little bit. Like,
Yep.
you can't remember Evandrin? Come on.
Yep. Nope. Nope.
That's a good one. If you haven't checked it out, folks, go check it out. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. They don't put it
It's
on their
great.
channel. Right? They don't
Hmm.
put it on.
It goes on Beacon first for like a week
Oh,
or
right.
something, and then it goes on YouTube right after.
Did they
Something like that.
delete it from Beacon?
I have no idea. Probably not. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know how Beacon works, so I have no
I'm
idea.
not on it. I pay enough. I get my content. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
see.
so cheap, but they don't need more money.
No, I don't think it's really even about the money. I think it's just so they can have exclusive shit that they I don't know. It's VIP stuff, right? Like to give people sort of more better feeling, like, oh, I'm a Beacon subscriber, so I get better content. But
Right.
really,
And
it's
to me,
not
that just sounds like
more.
100% money grab. But there is a market there.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
There's supply and
Yeah.
demand, dude. It's like they might not care so much about doing it, but there is money in it. So, and
Hmm, hmm.
they're trying to fund fucking Mighty Nine animated thing. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't think they're trying to fund anything. I think the studios will pick that up. I think Amazon will pay them handsomely for it.
at this point.
And they're also the big news is the video game, right?
Oh
Did you read
right,
about
yeah.
that? Yeah, the video game was announced last week, and it looks like that's legit. We'll see. I'm really curious.
I'm a
About
gamer.
the rumor.
I'm into it.
I know. I know you'll play it. I probably. Fuck.
I'll tell you all about it. Don't
Maybe.
worry. I might go back onto Twitch and start streaming that shit. Just
If
like
it's yeah, if it's Baldur's Gate level, which I doubt it will be, I'm guessing it'll be more Final Fantasy level. But because they all voice or Matt especially, I don't know. Who knows? I'd be really, really happy if it was cutesy like Zelda. That's what I would be more happy, like the old Zelda, Super Nintendo Zelda.
you bring up a
That'd be more
really
fun to
good
me.
point because there's not one person. You got to
Yeah,
play the fucking crowd.
sure. Who knows? So is it going to be like? Is it going to be an RPG? Is it going to be a
It's got to be an
first person?
RPG.
Is it going to be what is it? Who knows, right? Does it?
I imagine third person action adventure, but you'd have a.
I'm calling text based like Zork. If you know Zork, you're old. You know Zork? You remember Zork?
I've heard of it,
I'm. No, it's like
but
the
if it's
very
text-based,
first text-based RPG.
because I know there's a fairly new indie game called Undertale. It wasn't text-based, but it was done by one person and had a really fantastic battle system. You got to dodge pixels in this little square during battle, but that. Sure, that'd be good to see Vox Machina. Like, what kind of video game are we talking about here?
Who
Because
knows?
is this a kind of situation where like George R. Martin was involved in Elden Ring, but nobody understands why or how? Because it's just another From Software game, and we
Nope.
don't see the connection unless he was just like, oh yeah, so maybe this happens, maybe this happens. I don't know. I think he just got a bunch of money for sponsoring it or
Or
whatever.
putting his tagging his name onto it.
Yeah,
Possibly.
because it doesn't seem like he has any influence on it. Because we're thinking like anybody can die, maybe even you, and you become somebody else.
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm interested. They didn't say anything about like a date,
Nope.
right? Any kind
Nope.
of release.
They're just talking about it. They're just saying that this is we're in It's in the
It's
works.
it's green lit and it's
Yep.
going.
Yep.
Things can
That's it.
still get canceled, folks.
Yeah.
Things get canceled all the time. They have games that are
Hmm.
like almost finished, and then right at the last step, they don't have enough of something to
Yep.
push it through the final step. Don't ask me how that works, but it happens a lot. I
Hmm.
watch game ranks on YouTube quite a bit. It's a they talk about this shit. They put shit out every single day, just like short little videos about that, and they talk about it a little bit. How amazing games could have been released, but they just didn't have the whatever, the chutzpah.
Joe. Come here.
You got a dead cat on your couch. It's adorable.
Oh, she's been there all afternoon. It's hot here, man. Hi, Lacey.
No, she's like, turn on the AC.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Very much.
enjoying this weather, dude. We're
Hmm.
down at
I'm
like
sure you are.
20.
I gotta just go make sure that the cat's not gonna wander outside. I'll be right back.
Make
Two
sure your
seconds.
pants are
So
on.
you can shut the door. Yeah, yeah, they are.
Why is it when he moves a lot, it seems to bog down his camera? Why is that? Look at that little kitty back there. How do cats cool off? Do they do it like dogs? They don't sweat, obviously. They must pant.
Yeah.
Huh.
The door was open, and that old cat shouldn't be wandering around outside.
Right.
So I
How old
just
is
gotta make
Cho?
sure. 16.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I'm not. She likes to wander out, and she's not agile enough to get into a fight with another cat or
oh
dog,
sure.
or it's just
Or
dangerous.
jump out of the
I'm
way of a
a little
car or
protective.
scooter.
Sure, whatever it is. Yeah, she should be staying inside, and she's brave, so she thinks she can handle it, but I don't believe
Hmm. Yeah. And she shouldn't be
her. So,
selling that
hey,
story.
should we get into episode 116?
I think we should.
Okay,
I
so
like the
episode
idea.
116,
Is called.
the Weave Mind.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, there we go.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't like that very much, man. That's like a. I mean, I know that
Mm-hmm.
that was the entire purpose of Mighty Nine
Mighty
was
Nine.
to go and take care of the Weave Mind,
Mm-hmm.
but anything can happen in D&D, so I feel like that title's a little bit of a spoiler. But I am very strict
Maybe.
about spoilers. Maybe
Yes, I
maybe
know you
too
are.
much. Huh.
Yeah, I got no problem. I just think it's just kind of lazy. It's like, oh, okay. The Weave Mind.
Maybe that's my problem with it because I hate laziness because I'm lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see it happen
Mm-hmm.
elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, don't do that. It's gonna fuck your life up.
Mm-hmm.
The Weave Mind. Wow. So the Weave Mind. That's it.
That's it.
And
That's literally it. The Weave Mind.
is Weave Mind one word?
No, two.
Okay. It's not hyphenated or anything.
No, just straight up the Weave Mind.
So yeah, we're at episode
I had a little note.
116.
Yeah, I gotta talk about that too. Can I just say a quick thing? Well, before I forget about it, one of the
Yeah.
things that was advertised at the very beginning of this episode was the Caleb Widowgas DM screen. Fucking gorgeous. Do yourself a favor and go take a look at it on the internet. Woof, it is hella cool. I love DM screens. I got a soft spot for cool DM screens, and that thing is cool.
Haven't seen it.
It's really, really neat. It's a Wizards DM screen. It's got all kinds of little cool little wizard stuff on it, and Caleb Widowgas theme. So there's like fireballs and little cats in the corner, and I think there's a
Nice.
pumpkin in there somewhere.
I
Yeah,
mean, you sold me
it's
on cats.
very cool. Hmm. It's very cool. I just wanted to say that because I had a little note here. I'm like, yeah, talk about that. Do yourself a favor, go take a look at it.
Where's that available again?
criticalrole.com.
Oh, okay. So they're selling it
Critroll.com.
themselves.
Crit roll. Crit roll? I don't know what they're called.
Crit roll. Cool.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked really cool. So anyway, what were you saying? Go.
Yeah, about 116. I mean, the first campaign was 115 episodes. The second one was 132?
41.
141. And then the third one, I mean, when we were getting around 100, hell, man, when we were getting around like 80, you had the idea like, this could end pretty quick here. Like,
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit 120. I think they're gonna go right around 120 because I'm surprised they didn't do one more episode with Mighty
Vox?
Nine. No,
Oh.
with Mighty Nine. They only did two with Mighty Nine. So I'm like, they should have done three. But they know what their timing is. So they might be finished right after New Year's. They might be finished this month, dude. There
Yeah.
might be 2 more episodes and that's it. Like they're what do we got? We're December, so we're just where we got. Where's my calendar? There it is. So we've got Friday. We've got 2 more this month. Presumably they're taking the last week off for Christmas. So we've got the 13th, well the 12th and the 19th. Thursday the 12th, Thursday the 19th. Which only 2 more episodes this month. If they're both Bell's Hells themed, so Bell's Hells goes in, does the thing, then what? Then we go break for Christmas, and when we come back in January, we get a epilogue, like
Right.
a campaign wrap up,
Like
and
a
then we're into
116.
then we're taking a break through January, and then February starts campaign 4, maybe. They also one of the things they talked about last week too when they announced the video game is about passing the torch.
Right.
And so there is a outside chance. I think there's 2 outside chances. I think there's 3 possibilities. They carry on as with D&D for campaign 4. They carry on with campaign 4 with Daggerheart
Daggerheart.
and not
Yeah.
D&D. And number 3 is they pass the torch to a completely new table, and with a who knows what they do. It could be that's probably D&D if they do that. It wouldn't be Daggerheart. Might be Daggerheart. Who knows?
Could be. They might be talking about it right now,
Yeah,
having meetings,
sure.
etc. Who
Yeah,
knows what they're
sure, sure,
doing?
sure. I think they go. I think the good money, the smart money is on them doing campaign 4 in January, end of January, February, with D&D, carrying on with Exandria, maybe, depending on what happens with this campaign 3.
That's the big one, depending on what happens. Because
Yeah,
like you said, and the longer the campaign goes, I'm expecting the place to get fucking destroyed. At
yeah.
least in the sense of like Final Fantasy VI, where it turns into the world of ruin or something,
Mm,
or they're just completely successful and it's like, oh, we saved the world. All
yeah,
right, let's start campaign 4.
yeah.
I
Um, it'd be cool. It'd be really like you say, Final Fantasy 6, or what they did with Forgotten Realms.
hmm,
When the Forgotten Realms, which all D&D is basically based on, uh, when they nulled magic in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I forget when they did that. They had a giant, basically a calamity type event, and all magic disappeared from Forgotten Realms, which means everything basically went back to Bronze Age.
right.
It was pretty wild. There were these huge calamity style battles. It's really, really fun time in Forgotten Realms. They kind of retconned it, I think, after about 10 years of dealing with that, and then they kind of went back to it again a little bit. But yeah, it got messy. Got neat. It was really cool, but then it got really, really messy. I kind of lost track. I was in Taiwan at that point, so it got a little bit. I couldn't keep track of things. But there's a chance that Matt does that, right? There's a chance that Matt. Oh, there we go. Now I'm back on. Did I just turn my volume up for me or just for you? Or for you?
I didn't hear a difference.
Okay. Sorry, I just turned my headphone can volume up a little
Yeah,
bit.
levels the
I
same.
think. Okay, good. I think it'd be really neat to see a Calamity 2.0, or like Predathos gets out and chases the gods into oblivion, and then Exandria is just left alone forever.
Hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's still in the books for anybody who wants to play in that world because they've already put
yes.
out those
Yeah,
guides,
exactly.
etc. Right? So like, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
this is my Matthew's gift to you. Here, have it, and he might be busy creating a whole new
Right.
world. You know,
Yeah, it could be. We have no idea.
I mean, like, I think that's all they do. You know, I think I ruminate. I don't know if that's the right word about like if I was just 100% a professional drummer. I would just have a drum set and I would sit down and I practice techniques all day and holy shit, how good would I get? You know,
Sure.
just like play
Sure.
shows, just do recordings and all this. That's my job.
Absolutely.
And if I don't do that at least 6 hours a day, then I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
These lucky motherfuckers, especially Matthew, he's the geekiest of them all. I'm pretty sure. He's the one that just is reaping the benefits of this, doing something he loves for money. And man, if he's not doing, there's no way he's being lazy about it, as we can all attest to watching all these things. What kind of bug is that?
Can you see? You know, you probably can't see it.
No.
What am I talking? Flying, big flying ant, like a really big one. Like it's like that big.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe two of them just flew in here. Probably means it's gonna rain. Nah, weird.
I don't know. I don't know if you had this in Kaohsiung, but every now and then out in the mountains, like you'd go into a 7-Eleven and there's just these ants with wings all over the fucking floor. First time I saw it, I was freaked out. Say it again.
Yeah, they're alates.
Oh, okay.
They're either, it's two things. It's either rain is coming, so they get triggered by the increased something, and they know, and so they flee, or it's that it's mating time, and they're all drones that are coming out to find the queen.
Like driving out there,
one of those two things.
you got your visor on your fucking helmet, right? But like if you can't see them if it's nighttime, so like you drive and just like in your face because there's a little swarm of them right there. Like
Yep.
And then you go to the 7-Eleven, they're just covered on the floor. Like the first time I saw it, I didn't speak Chinese at the time.
The same. That's a Taiwan.
Same?
That's a Southeast Asian thing. That happens here too.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a climate thing or you know, like this isolated country kind of thing. But yeah, the first time I saw it at 7-Eleven, they were all over the floor, and the workers weren't saying anything. Nobody else was reacting, and I'm just like, what's going on? They're like,
this is normal.
It happens.
This is normal.
Yeah.
So hey, we should maybe get into some rollies here, yeah?
Yeah, sure, man. I gotta come off the top of my dome here as far as things to say.
That's
I've got
fine.
one thing on the top
I got a
of my
couple.
head.
I actually wrote down a few things. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was a fantastic episode. So awesome watching Mighty Knight. It was like going back to campaign 2. Everybody knows. Everybody's favorite campaign.
I'm very sad it was over. I wanted a couple more, at least one more episode with them. That's why I was very surprised it was only 2. But okay, all good.
Maybe they could go back?
7.
13.
All you.
Well, then I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. My opinion and my experience of watching D&D, so that's Exandria Unlimited, that's Downfall, that's Calamity, and a little bit of something Unlimited.
EXU Unlimited?
No. Nope. Perkins. What did they have?
Fuck me. Not D20. It's Dimension 20?
No, that's nope. BLM.
That's right. D20. What's the...
oh, man. What are they called, dude?
Don't remember. Not really sure what you're talking about.
The Chris Perkins and their table of stuff. They did live things as well.
Oh, he did like some one-shots. They did the D&D Day thing.
They had a campaign.
Did he?
With a name. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Alternative.
Oh, God damn it. What was that called? He did the entire Curse of Strahd online. What was it?
Unlimited. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I'm thinking of EXU now.
We should know this.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. Yeah, Google it. Incorporated. Something Incorporated.
Chris Perkins live D&D. No. What the hell?
Hey. Oh, there we go.
That's funny because he quit. Dice Camera Action.
I've never heard that before.
That's the one. That was the live one where he was the DM. Was Dice Camera Action.
Now I'm thinking of a different campaign.
Okay. That was Chris Perkins' campaign. Was Dice Camera Action. They did a few seasons. You might be thinking about something there is an incorporated one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
at this point, it's pretty old school.
Yeah, go for it. What's the Dice Incorporated? Is that what it's called?
No, it was. I feel like there's an A in there somewhere. Something like Alliance. And,
Dice Camera Action.
I'm getting it way off.
Okay.
Chris Perkins campaigns. Are you googling that shit?
I'm googling.
Are you like Wikipediaing or something?
Yeah.
Chris Perkins D&D past. It is Chris Perkins, right?
Yep.
He was
Yep.
he was splurt.
Literally the only thing that's coming up is Dice Camera Action.
And there he is, Chris Perkins.
Hey, we shouldn't be googling stuff. We're taking up time. What's the point?
What are you saying? This isn't good live shit, man. Any viewer knows what I'm talking about. Something Unlimited Incorporated. It's not Unlimited. I'm getting EXU mixed up. Something Incorporated or something. Assassins Incorporated. a no, it wasn't dice. Because if that was it, that would be like, oh, that's it, of course.
Okay.
So it's not that for sure. Alliance and something. I feel like it's an A and a something else. Anyway, after watching all these things, and when what's his name, Mike Mango Jello, he's saying that he did the most
Joe.
damage. Joe, Magic Mike, Joe Mango
Yep.
Jello.
Mango Jello. I like it.
Yeah.
Joe Mango Jello.
He's saying like, I did the most damage ever recorded in D&D in one single turn, not counting things like Fireball because that does really rack it up. In which
AoEs
case,
don't count. Yeah.
yeah. In which case, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have beaten that. The best turn that I've seen in D&D was in this game.
Hey.
It was fucking the Dirt Wizard going at it.
Oh, the time stop.
Stopped time and did all that stuff. He rolled the 4, so 4 plus 1. He got 5 turns to do whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that either because he took a moment to go, wait, I thought I'd get like 2 or 3. But
Yeah.
because he had 2, 3 planned out, but suddenly he had 5. It's like, okay.
You always got to assume that you just roll the worst, right? So like, okay,
Yep.
I'll have at least 2 turns. So if I have 2, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
But I didn't even know that the delayed fireball or whatever it's called.
Blast Fireball.
Delayed blast fireball. I didn't know about that. I'd never heard of it before. And
Oh,
then
cool.
when he
It's a classic.
when he threw out another one, I was like, "Oh, dude!" I was beside myself. I got chills. I was giggling. It was so sick. I watched it 3 times in a row just to absorb it all in. And Matthew even put out a little thing on like the moat. It's like, I'm just gonna put it here until you're done.
Yes.
I love that.
Because he wasn't
Just
sure
a little
what
touch.
he was actually going to do.
Yeah, it was so sick.
He made one little mistake. He gambled with the trying to pull the arch down, when he should have just concentrated on fireball. Like he should have
What's available? How many would he have with the spell
as many
slots?
as he wants. He would have had 5 because he has 5 turns, so he could do. Wizards don't have many bonus actions, but he could have just gone 5 fireballs.
You can do 5 fireballs?
5 turns.
Wait, hold on a second though. What about the thing where it's like you do a spell, but
That's per turn.
your bonus action can't be a spell like
Yeah, but he doesn't care about that. He's got 5 turns.
5
He
turns.
has 5 turns. Yes. So
Wow.
he's got 5
so it's
turns
not
to
in
do
one
whatever he wants.
turn. He can do
So he can
5
do-
turns.
If clerics, I'd pretty okay time stop.
Uh-oh.
If a cleric could, that'd be like bonus action spell, action spell, bonus action spell. It'd be 10 spells. Wizards, thankfully, don't have very many bonus action spells for that kind of reason, because it'd be a little bit mental.
A little too OP.
I suppose a bard could do it. They have like a College of Lore bard could really a level 20 like Scanlan could really fuck shit up.
Yeah. I think we're back up
in that way.
We dropped you for a second there. And,
oops.
Your
No,
video
you
dropped.
get.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So he's got 5 turns. So he could have gone delayed blast fireball, fireball. I mean, they all couldn't be the same level because he wouldn't have enough spell slots for that. But he could do like level 8 and then level 7, then level 6, level 6. So it could have been even, but instead he went with, what did he do? I actually wrote it down. He went mirror image, fire shield. Great idea. Hilariously, mirror image did absolutely nothing this fight.
Yeah.
He rolled so poorly for it every time.
Yeah,
So
he only had to get 6 or above.
Yeah, the fire
he did a
shield
2,
I
then
didn't
a
really
4.
understand. The fire shield was I wrote them down here. Mirror image, fire shield, telekinesis on the arch trying to pull it down. Not enough damage because he only rolled a 12. Then delayed blast fireball, then fireball at 7th level. What he really should have done was mirror image, delayed blast fireball. That's probably, or disintegrate as one of them as well. He should have done a disintegrate in there also.
At that time, did they know that
he
they
ended up
were
doing it at the very end? But
Yeah. At that time, did they understand that they were all sharing hit points? Or sharing
probably
damage?
not, because that's very much at the very beginning of the at the combat. It was his, because Caleb rolled quite high, right?
Yeah.
So he goes and he does the I actually used Caleb as my count for each round because I really wanted to find out how this is. If I can get, I'm just going to go right into this now because when we got to the break at an hour 30, I'm like, what the fuck? This is a 5-hour stream. Like, this is mental. So as soon as we got to the break, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a very long combat. So I started keeping track of rounds.
It's the Weave Mind.
Yeah, it's a Weave Mind. I know it's a big boss fight, but still, I was very surprised. I thought they would be. I thought that we would do something like us, because I was so invested in. I assumed that there would be another Mighty Nine episode after that. That I was like, oh, okay, that means the Weave Mind's going to flee and going to go deeper in, and then there's a chance that they fight it together with Bell's Hells or something like that.
Yeah.
I had all kinds of things I was thinking about, but yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, so Vox Machina, they destroyed the Bloody Bridge. Now Mighty Nine has destroyed the Weave Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And now some Bell's Hells.
Destroyed.
It's it's kind of crazy. Like, as soon as, with that Disintegrate spell, which I love Disintegrate so much, because like when it took Vax out, if we haven't said it before, spoilers everybody. When it took Vax out that one time, and that's actually one point that I don't really like about campaign 1, Disintegrated Vax. But this is after his agreement with the Raven.
The Raven Queen.
Raven Queen. Back in those days, that's what she's called.
Back
Matron of Ravens, whatever. Watsy, shut the fuck up. And then she did bring him back again, but I think after that time he started getting that thing in his chest, right? Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, there was some corruption.
Area.
Right. He came back naked that time, right? They were in the Fey realm, I think, and he showed up naked. It was something I kind of vaguely remember that. Yeah, he had some corruption or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like no heartbeat. I don't know if that's. I don't remember
Cold,
when that came up.
Clammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So like and ever since then, but that was Vecna that did it to him, right? Just like disintegrated him.
Yeah.
Like,
the first Vecna fight.
There's no saving. There's no nothing. And it's like
no,
it was a big moment in that first one.
Yep.
Ever since then, I love that spell. Just like
yes.
It's
because you there is nothing. Disintegrate is says specifically like there is nothing left to reincarnate or raise dead or anything from.
Yeah, you just
disintegrate. You can do. There is being. There is a. There is something that a wish I think can bring back for sure. And there's something else. There's a. Man, I don't remember exactly. There's a way to do it, but I forget what. You have to collect the ashes and then bring it back or so. I don't remember. Yeah, I know, I'm with you. I was a little bit upset about that they did. Oh, listen, man. Let's do another rollie because I've got some things to say about that.
Okay, sure. Let's do it. Well, I got a 7.
There we go. I got an 18.
All right.
So you took my first point, which was the time stop, which is awesome.
Not sorry.
No, it's all good. Just to clarify, that was round 1 of 6 total rounds.
That was the first round?
That was the first round.
Damn.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 9th level time stop, mirror image, fire shield, telekinesis, which is he rolled a 12. Delayed blast fireball, which did 41 points of damage out of 72, and then his 7th level fireball, which did 39 out of 66, for a total damage of 80 out of 138 possible. So he rolled above average, not great, but not terrible. It was a very, very good turn. 80 points of damage on all of them is time. So it's 80 times 5, which is 400 points of damage. Quite good.
It's quite a bit.
Good. Yep. So I'd like to talk about the divine interventions.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
We had Jester's divine intervention, which was make them all visible.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing, and I'm surprised Matt allowed it.
Really?
That was that. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's okay. Just automatic, like because they're at level 20 and divine intervention is automatic. I'm like, that's a big one to allow. And then so I'll carry that forward into Taliesin, Caduceus, his divine intervention, which was make all the crystals vulnerable for 1 round.
Yeah.
And did you notice that the whole table was like,
why not for 2 rounds?
Like, what are you doing? Why not make them permanently vulnerable? Why not? And he's like, Taliesin knew exactly what he was doing. So fucking 2 thumbs up to that guy.
We know you're watching.
Because I was like, yes, that's the way. Because if he had asked for more, he wouldn't have got it. So he knew that, so there was no point. Which brings me back to why I was really surprised that Matt let them become visible for the whole combat. That he didn't let them become visible for just one round.
Right.
Which is because, yeah.
I feel like
That's all.
it's one of those.
That's my point. I was very surprised.
That's one of mine. So I guess I'll yes and with it. Is that so? I've never played before, especially not at level 20. I think very few people have. And
Well,
Channel
actually, that's not
Divinity.
true. A lot of people do play at level 20, but they do level 21 shots.
Okay, sure.
Lots of level 21 shots out there.
And one thing that came to my mind, especially when Taliesin was like, just for one round, like, hey, I'm not asking for much.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can, because if you sit there and be like, I think it was Marisha that was like the strongest voice saying, ask for more and let him decide what he's gonna give. Don't put limitations in his head. And it's like, but Taliesin is like, no, I think this is a very, very reasonable thing. And it ended up being fantastic. And if he's like, make him vulnerable to all damage, like, that's just a bit too much to ask, even.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, it's way too much. So asking for the one round is right. And that there's even a thing argument to be made for not allowing that either.
Sure.
It should have been just vulnerable for some forms of damage because
right. Or get rid of one of them.
Wild, right? Like it's a whatever the damage is, doubled. Yeah. Not double the dice, whatever the damage is, doubled. And they didn't that was another thing that bothered me a little bit is that he said vulnerable and they all should have been like, oh, that means double damage. It doesn't mean double dice, it means double damage. Yeah. So whatever the damage total is, it's doubled. Yeah. And they didn't, and I mean, it worked for a couple of them. So it had its purpose, but I like both those uses. I'm surprised Matt allowed the permanently visible because that was a big thing about the Weave Mind for the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine being in Matthew's shoes where he's dealing with level 20 stuff, and like I don't know how much experience he has with this. But to make things even or balanced, like that's got to be tough. I'm pretty sure he's had
lots of time to think about it, and he's got people telling him that have experience doing this. I'm sure he's got people going, "Hey, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this." Let's backtrack a little bit into this episode and look at the first 45 minutes of the episode because I've got it written down here. The first 45 minutes is just Matt draining the resources. He's draining Mighty Nine resources by all these little combats, by all these little things. Like, okay, the only way to get out of this predicament is to use spells, use your spell slots, use this up. It's draining resources. They're getting past these first couple of obstacles, and then literally at literal timestamp here at 1 hour, exactly 1 hour. Matt goes, okay, now you've got past this. Now let's move on to the blah, blah, blah. And then Matt goes into his narrative voice, which gets them into the chamber when he sets the map down. And he puts it down and then they're all like, ooh, and they go to break. And he describes the area. Then they go to break and then they come back and they see all the shiny shit there.
Didn't he bring it up? Didn't he call?
No,
I'm
he called
confusing
them back
that with
in. He brought it in at the break and then he called them in again.
Yeah,
which I love. I think that's one of my favorite things.
That's just a fun, friendly thing to do. It's like, hey guys, check it out.
Because you guys they get to see like, whoa, the reactions are great. Everybody loves that. I love seeing that as well.
I love it too, man.
Yeah. So I mean, his first hour of this thing was just, and they were rolling terrible. So they had to they were draining the resources. They were getting hurt. They were getting blasted. They were going inside. They went up. Remember, they went up the wrong way, and they saw all those tadpole sperm things, the devourers, the ones that go into the ground. And they went into a room like, oh shit, we went the wrong way because Caleb rolled really poorly, failing skill checks, and then it's like all this bad stuff is happening, and they have to drain the resources by using spells. Very, very smart DMing. I approve.
I'm sure they're all onto it. I mean, they have enough experience.
I don't know. Part of me thinks that they're just like, oh, it's just our bad luck, but it's clearly somebody. Listen, I speak with humility from experience. That's a DM draining a party's resource. Otherwise, they just walk through the end boss.
Yeah, And then also, furthermore, down the line in that battle, I forgot what feat it was. It wasn't eviscerate mind or whatever. Was it eviscerate mind? It was something where they
Oh
just like,
fuck,
if
man!
you make
Some
the
of those,
save,
yeah,
3 spell slots are gone.
yeah.
If you
They
fail
not
it,
spell slots,
5.
spell levels, spell
Spell
levels.
levels. Yes,
Very
yes, yes,
different,
yes, yes,
very
yes, yes.
different. That one made me laugh because I'm like, oh fuck, that's serious.
And that's got to be
And they were just
homebrew.
like, yeah, no, that's a real. Okay, what they're calling it is homebrew.
Okay.
What he's calling it and the way he deals with it, but that's not. That's a thing with a couple of spells, high level.
Uh,
Warlock spells, sorcerer spells, maybe wizard spells. I forget. They're high level spells that do that. It's a thing.
okay.
They where you lose spell levels based on a dice roll, and it made me smile. I was like, no, that's not, because I was like, Matt should be telling them what that means, reminding them, because they're probably just erasing spell slots, which isn't right. It's not
Right.
that serious.
I thought it was funny how
It
Liam couldn't figure it out. Like,
couldn't figure
and
it
you
out.
lose
Yeah.
5 levels, and
Yep.
it's like, no, no, no. It's like, wait, this is a level 3 spell.
Yep.
That counts as 3. That should have been. Oh, now
Yeah,
I
it
get
should have
it.
been. Yes, very much should have been, but no.
Just get rid of those
Wasn't.
2,
It made me
and
laugh.
that 1, that's 5, because there's 2
That's fine.
2s and 1
Yes.
1. And Liam's
Yes.
like, huh?
Yeah, I know. In the panic, the math panic. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was nervous. I don't know. I can't imagine him being nervous in a situation like that, but
Mm-hmm.
that was funny to see. But yeah, as far as like draining abilities, they're all well aware when Matthew gives them a battle. It's like, okay, let's preserve our shit. And they get into the battle, and
You'd hope so.
there's a feat where they actually, all right, and you lose because you saved. You lose 3 levels, spell
Three
levels.
levels, three
Yeah,
spell levels. Yeah.
that's great.
There
I
was a
loved that.
moment. I actually wrote this down. At about 4 hours 20 minutes, I thought that they were going to lose. There's a moment.
Is
There
that
was a
when Caduceus
moment.
goes down?
I think so. I didn't really write it down, but I was watching it and I'm like, oh, here it is. The weave mind is winning.
Hmm.
And it was, and I was like, I genuinely thought that was it. I'm like, okay, that's the tide is turned. Like, this is it. Sorry, you guys are going to lose. The weave mind has your number. You're not able. They were healing. They were the fact that they were like divvying up the damage, and they were healing at the beginning of and they were triangulating and doing things. I'm like, yeah, this is not looking good for the Mighty Nine. You guys you're in trouble here. Healer goes down. He was kind of a little bit ineffective with a bunch of his stuff. Again, didn't really do that much. Did his holy weapon, and that helped a lot. But a couple of other things he did. The heal, the big heal, and the other ones they helped a bit too. He was doing his classic Caduceus thing, but I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, that's it. And then literally, I wrote this down. So 420-ish seems to be dire with Mighty Nine, and then at 428, Beth does 50 points of damage on a sneak attack. And when Matt said, "Oh yeah, this is okay. They're looking rough," everything seemed to shift the other way.
Yeah.
So there was like a 10-minute period or so where I was like, "That's it," and then and then 10 minutes later, nope, right back again.
And the only thing that changes when Matthew says that, he's like, they're looking rough. Like, Laura was the one I noticed first off. She was like, oh, they're looking rough? And she got excited. Nothing else really changed except for their attitude towards the battle, you know?
But that's it. But that's everything in combat, because then suddenly you're going to start taking some risks.
You smell the
You're
blood.
going to start going more offensive as opposed to, oh, maybe we have to run. Let's get. And that's when it's just the attitude. The attitude
flips
change.
everything over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
there's a study. I am not anywhere even close to understanding human psyche, but there's definitely a place for if you're a psych major or in the psychiatric field, D&D, that's a thing. This is a thing that really, really would be a fun case study, or the D&D would be a really good game for you to play, because if you start understanding people and how people work, you can really play that to your advantage. And make the game a lot of fun for everybody involved, like everybody, because you can really be a force for good and allow the party to win or allow the party to do things they didn't think they could do.
Right.
Be part of team building. If you're a psychiatrist, play D&D. Or a therapist. Therapist would be good at D&D as well.
Do you think they should play, or do you think they should GM?
Both. Honestly, both. The guy that I met here, the Forever DM here in Chiang Mai that we played a couple of one shots with him. He's a that's his field. His field is human psychology, and as a result, he makes some really interesting things for D&D as a DM. So yeah, quite good. I liked it. Shall we rolly again, or should we? I just like rolling dice.
Hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
Damn
I
it.
wrote a little fun little note there. What's up?
Okay. I almost got the name of that campaign from Perkins Things. When you forget about it for a bit, and it sometimes
Yeah,
it
it
pops
comes
up.
back in again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rollies.
Jeez. All right, let's roll.
Let's roll.
Man, this 4 die is just reliable low. I got a 4.
Yeah, 7.
Hey.
Okay, I got a quick little one in the same vein. So I wrote down a bunch of things here at the 4.5 hour point. At 4 hour 31:30 seconds, about I got a question mark there, so I'm not totally sure. But Sam and Laura started talking about Mudang.
Mudang.
That made me smile.
What's Mudang?
Yeah, Mudang is the baby pygmy hippo in the Bangkok Zoo.
Oh.
And they were trying to talk about it, and I was yelling at the screen. I'm like, it's Mudang. They're talking about the hippo. I'm like, it's Mudang, it's Mudang, it's Mudang. And then finally Sam picks up his phone and he's like, yeah, Mudang.
Acquisitions Incorporated.
Acquisitions Incorporated. Nice one. Got it. There it is.
Oh, what a relief.
That's out. Done. Get it out.
Anyway, so the pygmy hippo, is that what you said?
Yeah. They were just talking. I don't even remember where it came from, but they started talking about it, and I was like, oh, that's like all of my students and all my Thai friends here. All they talk about is mood. Well, they did. It's not so much anymore. It's kind of faded a little bit because the golden tigers replaced it now. You heard about the golden tiger?
No.
Ava, there's a golden tigress at the Chiang Mai Zoo. That is, she is gorgeous. I mean, Mudang was a tiny little baby pygmy hippo that's super cute, but Ava is Google Ava tigress Chiang Mai, and you'll see the pictures and you're like, that's photoshopped. It's AI. It's not. It's a real tiger, and she is beautiful.
Wow.
Like this golden cartoonish face. It's wild. You're like, that's AI. Nope, it's a real tiger.
Huh.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Man, I saw
Very
some pygmy hippos in Tainan. There's like kind of a zoo thing down there in Tainan, like just like a month or two ago. And I saw a pygmy hippo and was like, huh. And I was like, I've never seen that before. Yeah. They were hanging out with the capybaras, monsters. I think.
Yeah, still monsters.
Size of a small bear,
Yeah, they'd still kill you very easily. The most dangerous animal in Africa is the
pygmies. Okay,
the most dangerous animal in Africa.
The pygmies are the most dangerous?
No, the most dangerous animal is a mosquito. But technically, like if you're the big ones, the hippo is the most dangerous. Kills more people than every other animal. They're badass. Yeah, hippos are super dangerous.
They're super territorial, defensive, murder you if you get in there.
Yes,
and they're herbivores, right? That's the crazy part.
They only eat vegetables and fruits. That's all they eat.
They got those big blunt fucking fangs. Yeah.
They destroy Nile crocodiles. The bull hippos pick them up and cut them in half.
And don't eat them. They're just like, fuck you, you're dead.
Cut it up, they cut it in half and then stomp on it for a little while and then walk back into the mud. Fucking savages.
That's a crazy thing for an animal to understand. If I step on it, it's damage. Yes. Like to have that kind of self-awareness, I guess, in the animal kingdom is pretty fucking insane. I guess that's all animals, so like big cats bite because they know they have fangs. I don't know if they know they have fangs, but they're like, oh, this works. So I'm going to continue doing that.
They maul as well. They also maul.
And they get
the bunny kick.
But you're not going to see a tiger stepping on a crocodile to kill it.
Not so much, no. It's like jaguars do that with caiman, the big caiman. You ever watch a jaguar take out a caiman?
What's a caiman?
The smaller alligator, but they're still like the black caiman still gets as big as a Everglades alligator. They get like 8-9 feet long. They're huge. They're monsters. They're giant. They'll kill a person easily. And the jaguars, they wait for them. They sit up on high ground on the bank of a river
or a tree,
wait for
right?
Or whatever. Yeah, they just wait over top, and then the caiman surfaces, and the jaguar jumps on their head and bites through their brain. and either goes for the neck, back of the neck, or the brain. And
Jeez.
because the jaguar has the most powerful bite of any big cat, more
Oh
powerful
man.
than a tiger and a lion, a leopard, the most powerful of all of them.
To
And
get
they
through the
grab
skin of a
on
croc or
get through the skin
alligator.
of a caiman. Yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
You got
Yeah.
it.
And then there's all these amazing videos of jaguars like murking caimans and dragging them back up the riverbank and eating them.
Yeah.
It's savage.
I mean, like
Savages.
if the lizard wins, hey, it's got some food. If
Yep.
the other one, it's like they're both competing for food. That's
Yep.
pretty.
Yep.
That's metal.
Yeah.
Nature is metal.
Nature is metal.
R/ nature is
So
metal.
anyway, that was my thing. The Mudang. What do you got?
Okay. I got a couple things written down here since we started. I feel like I was eased in.
I feel like chicken tonight. What?
Is that from the 80s?
Yes, it is. Shake and bake, I think. I don't know what's going on in here.
Is that the San Francisco treat? No, that's rice-a-roni.
That's rice-a-roni, yeah. Sure. Pretty sure I feel like chicken tonight was shake and bake. Maybe.
I mean, that shit was
I don't
really
know, man.
good.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
the breading in a box. Just
Yeah.
put it on your chicken and
Yeah, sage. It's just sage.
just delicious. Breadcrumbs, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
I, I feel like Calamity. No, not Calamity. Downfall set me up as far as like Keyleth infamously or famously was like we're basically gods, and then quickly died.
Yep.
And then when we got these level 20s coming in, like we last saw them when they were level 15.
Yes.
And then now they're level 20. So
16.
16
15 or 16,
at the end
something
of
like that,
Mighty, something like that, right? I'm sure they leveled up after that final battle or whatever, but maybe, I don't know, who knows. And then there's a lot of levels skipped, but one level in D&D kind of does a lot, It's not like
Yes.
hit points, it's the the feats, and then spell slots and stuff, and then divine intervention if they're religious.
Yeah, the capstone stuff at the 2014 D&D the first 5th edition capstones all happen at 20. In 2024, the capstones happen at 17 now or 18, I forget. Really.
Yeah.
The gap between 19 and 20 is big.
Right.
For the edition that they're playing, but it also like those later levels, I think they get level 9 spells at level, I think we talked about this, they get level 18, I think, or something like that. And then 19, 20, it's the ability score increases or the feat if they choose or whatever. Yeah. The things, those later levels are, there's big jumps for sure.
Yeah, what I what I really liked about it, and it made me appreciate Downfall a little bit more, was at level 20, you just kind of assume when somebody comes in at level 20, I mean, like when Allura first came into Campaign 3, they're like, dude, that's a level 20, what is she, a wizard?
Yeah, wizard, yeah.
And it's like, dude, she's got to be untouchable, relative to them, and they were like level 12 or something, I don't know, at that time, 9 even.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
It was fairly early when she came in, because like the moment he was like, oh, she's got blonde braids that are coming out, like, oh! Yeah, I had to watch it 3 times to be like, oh, that's Allura. Level 20 motherfuckers are not gods. If they're facing against other level 20 motherfuckers, it's a level playing field.
Level playing field. Yeah.
And so, I was thinking, these guys are level 20 now. They're just going to dominate. No, that's not the case, dude. Even if they were gods, they're not going to dominate. Right. Well, that was also part of Downfall as well. But they all became, But if they're facing evil, even leveled characters, gods fighting gods, it's just no. We're all the same now. We've got 13,000 hit points. Let's battle.
I'm pretty sure there's third-party stuff for 5th edition that goes up into 30s, level 30, level 40. But for Pathfinder, it was definitely a thing. So for me, I played Pathfinder for so long that level 20 didn't mean the end. It just meant a new book. It meant a new handbook, a new player's book. With level 21, level 22, level 23, and then it was like, it didn't mean the end. It just, you kept going. So for me, it's always been, I'm like, yeah, just common sense. That's just the way campaigns work. Is once you get to 20, then you just keep going. But for fifth edition, it's sort of the end. And we've talked about this before. Most campaigns stop at about 11 or 12,
Yeah.
just for that reason, because it's more fun in those early levels, and it's quicker. It's not as much of a grind to get through 6 rounds of combat in 3 hours. Like it's yeah. I remember I've told you this before with Pathfinder. When you get up into those higher levels, level 14, 15, 16, somewhere like that, one round of combat can be 2 hours.
Hmm.
It gets insane, and it becomes a lot of just sitting around watching other players do shit.
Hmm.
So it can get some people like it, some people don't. It's the reason why campaigns usually stop at 15 max, because it becomes most people don't want to do it.
There's a lot of pressure in that
Most.
too. The planning
Yeah.
for the
Yep.
DM and to
Mhm.
make sure that it's challenging and
Yep.
I'm sure there are many times. I mean, like that one time Caduceus just overturned that boat that was going to attack them,
Yeah,
diverted
that's
the
right.
entire
With
thing.
tidal wave. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he's like, "Well, you succeeded. All right, what are you going to do
Yep.
next?" That was
Yeah.
supposed to be
Okay.
the second half of the episode, and he's like, "Okay, well, you
Yeah.
did that. I got nothing else planned."
Yep. What do you want to do?
And like,
Yeah.
Matthew's always kind of like half and half, usually like 60-40, like
He
40% like,
wants the
God
thing.
damn it. And then
Yep.
60% good for
Yep.
you. That's good
But it's a
D&D.
yeah, it's a lesson for a DM as well, because you watch that and you're like, oh yeah, players will still do things to surprise me.
Yeah.
I thought of everything, but nope, I didn't.
It's moments like that
Yeah.
where Matthew gets better. And to
hmm
manage all these level 20 motherfuckers
My
walking
first
around.
my first campaign a couple of years ago, I was like, okay, I'm playing with newbies. They're going to be fairly predictable. And in the beginning they were, and then they weren't. And then it became a nightmare for me, because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. So I need to spend a couple of hours before the session planning for what 300 what three-dimensional space you might do.
Right.
No idea. You're going to go up, down, left, right, forward, back. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
And in this episode, where Matthew was like, "Oh, it's almost like they had time to study you and understand."
Yeah.
'Cause it was either
Yeah.
Laura or Marish, I don't remember who, that was
hmm
like, "God, it seems like they had something for each of us." Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course they
It's
did.
almost like they've been watching you guys for a while now.
Yeah, and that's so much
Yeah.
prep on Matthew's part, dude. We're over an hour now, so should we do one more rolly or?
Sure, I got a couple more.
Okay, let's do another rolly and then call it.
I got one more. Sure. 8.
15. All right.
There you go.
I'll take it. This is a really small one, but just like looking at like the intro animations, where it's like they seem like there's like, oh, he's swiping this way, and it cuts to somebody else, and they do a spell like this, and then something like here. It's also fast paced. If you're that kind of stuff in game would take what, an hour and a half. I don't
Yeah,
know.
could do.
You
Yeah,
know,
that is the opening intro, which is like 30 a minute 30 or something like that, which should be like take hours.
in game, yeah, because you got to take your turns,
Yeah.
but it all basically happens at the
Mhm.
same time. I
Mhm,
couldn't
mhm.
help but I was thinking of Widowgas the whole time, where he did this thing, and this thing, and especially when he stopped time, this guy is just.
Mhm.
That would be a really cool animation to see, where he just does
Yep.
this, takes this out, and then fucking.
Yeah.
It's fun to
We might get it
watch.
one day. We might get it. We might get it one day. It'll be a long way down the road, but it might happen. It's true, right? Like you time stop, everything stops, and you get 5 rounds to do in 6 seconds. So within 6 seconds, it's like the action is happening, and then the wizard is doing a thing, and as you watch, the wizard suddenly vanishes, and then you're like, what the? And then and then it all goes off, right? So yeah, it's wild. That's D&D gets the combat in D&D gets complicated, because your like initiative order is just based on who can be faster in that first second of 6.
Yeah,
That's all it really means. It's a
Matthew.
mechanical way of doing something that's impossible.
Matthew did two things this episode that were quite commendable. Because when
Mm.
Widowgas did the time stop, when it came back, he said, "There's a moment, because they are very established wizards, that they understand what the fuck just happened. but they're going to get disadvantage on their saves because
Yes.
time stopped and you don't have time
Yes.
to react. And the other
Yes.
one was shit. What was the other one? Uncanny dodge, where he said
Mm,
like, you know what? Because uncanny dodge is something that you do before it happens. I'm gonna let that go.
yeah. I remember when he made that little house rule as well, that little judgment call. That those are good rules. He man
Fantastic on
and
Matthew. You know.
yeah, I would say again, like he tends to let his players be heroes for a variety of reasons. We talked about this many times. He it's on TV, it's live. People want to see them succeed, so he tends to air to make he makes his judgments on their and most of them go in their favor for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
One more to finish it up. One more to finish it off.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna say right the very, very last things. They were when Yasha got the first "How do you want to do this?" on the hive mind because they were out of range of the others.
Hmm.
It was they suddenly realized that they were vulnerable and they went for this huge furious gasp. That's when Bo's stuns started working, and it suddenly was like, okay, that's it. Poof, 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 and they all sort of went in. It was like a domino effect where they went in. I was surprised it was that easy at the end. I'm surprised they didn't try to flee. I'm surprised that they didn't do some sort of legendary actions where they were suddenly able to like bamf out and teleport out and do things. It felt like it was a really really challenging combat. And for like I said, for a minute, for a quick 10 minutes or so, I was like, oh, this is going bad. They might lose this. They're going to lose. I really thought they did. I thought they were going to lose. And then the attitudes shift happened, like we talked about. But this one went quicker than I thought it should have. I think there's a this is where I put my tinfoil hat on, and I think there's something in the works that makes this happen this quickly. I think there's something coming up.
Hmm.
I have a feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have a feeling that there's scheduling coming up that makes this one happen. Because this shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't have happened this quickly. It should have been a couple more, an episode or two more before they met and defeated the Weave Mind or lost to the Weave Mind. It felt like this is abbreviated. That's what I'm trying to say. Felt like this is abbreviated for reasons that we don't know.
I guess I'll take that moment to mention if we have any viewers that are subscribed to Beacon and they
Mm,
talk about some things that we're not clear about, get in touch and tell us in the comments for sure.
yeah.
Because
I
I know that,
usually go on the Reddits.
you'll probably get it there, right?
Yeah, they most people they a lot of people they're like they'll give summaries of what especially the cooldown because the cooldown is I think honestly other than the fact that you get things first and you get the between the sheets um, uh, commentary, you get the interviews. There's some specific beacon stuff that doesn't really interest me that much. It's social stuff. You get before it goes on YouTube or Twitch, or mostly on YouTube. They the cooldown is the one that I'm most interested in. And on the Reddits, people usually summarize the cooldown, which is where they talk about like the stuff
Yeah, and
above
it's
table.
fresh on their minds. You know, everybody's all hyped
Yep.
still. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's usually on some kind of a cliffhanger. I mean, I still
Yes.
consider when Imogen's mom was getting sucked in by the fucking
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Oof. The ether of moon destruction. I forgot what it's called.
Whatever. Yeah, ether. Oh, the Imogen's Lillian is getting the funnel, the siphon,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The oh man, brain is bad for names.
Destronium.
Yeah, there were some really really fun things that were happening in that episode. I liked it a lot, and we're gonna find out next week about Bell's Hells, I guess, and
Yeah, I
then
mean
two more, and then Predathos.
Matthew
Like
straight up said next week is Bell's Hells.
yeah, he did. He was right. Oh, shit. So, yeah, do we get to see Predathos and Ludinus fall at the end of this? At the end of before Christmas? That might be a night. That might be a thing.
Yeah.
2 weeks. We'll find out. All right, let's wrap it up, buddy.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well then, thank you all for joining us. You can follow Ben at all on all socials, Ben Greenspoon. Follow me, drummatucka. We've got a show on New Year's here in town in Taichung, playing a rooftop thing down by the train station, the old train station. Check us out there. Let's see. Anything else going on? No, not much at all. Well then,
Christmas,
yeah. I mean, Christmas is coming up. Well, I guess
Hanukkah.
that's whatever you're into. Ben, I'm trying
Yeah.
to do something here. Shut the fuck up. See, he follows instructions. Look at this guy. He's a great teacher. Um, if nothing else, we do get an episode this Friday, right? Yeah, I've got a 20 on mine too. Look. Oh, it's like I jinxed him. Now he can't talk anymore. Hey, Unjinx, we have an episode this weekend, right?
Yay. Yes, we do.
Yeah, but then next week, maybe no.
We do.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
'cause
we
this is
will.
the first
Because
one after a
there'll be
break.
two more, presumably. I mean, who knows? But presumably they'll take the week before Christmas off, and then the week of New Year's off, maybe. So they might take 2 weeks off, and then be back. Because I think when is New Year's is in the middle of the week. So the second would be January 2nd is Thursday. So who the fuck knows?
Oh, so we get a Wednesday off, huh?
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm off. I'm off until the 7th. So whatever.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
huh. Well,
Long
that's fun.
holidays. I got
Nice,
3.5 weeks. It's great. I'm off
All right,
on
cool.
Friday. I'm off from 13th of December to the 7th of January.
Nice.
Woohoo!
It's like high school all over again.
There we go.
That was surround sound. That sounded on your right, then all over to your left. Hazel's back there. She could help you out.
Luna. Yeah, she heard it.
Oh, wait, Luna?
Okay, buddy. Yeah, it's Luna.
Oh, I thought that was Hazel.
No, it's Luna.
Oh, okay. Shame on me. All right, well then, catch us back here next Tuesday. And if
Word.
nothing else, Ben.
Nope.
All right,
All
don't
good.
forget to love each other. And is it finally Friday? Peace,
Hey.
everybody. We'll see you next time.
Peace, bro.
Thanks for
Yep.
joining us.
Take it easy.
Oh, I think my
That was
mouse
fun.
froze. There we
Thanks,
go.
buddy. Oh, now she gets up and leaves. She's like, okay, episode's over. I can go home. Change to the other side.